It was supposed to be just another entertaining night on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, with A-list guest Jennifer Lawrence scheduled to promote her new psychological thriller. She arrived at the studio in good spirits, laughing with the crew, casually joking about her infamous red carpet falls and known clumsiness. The atmosphere backstage was light, and producers felt confident the segment would be a hit. Jennifer, known for her unfiltered humor and candid personality, was ready to charm the audience like she always did. She took her seat on a plush blue couch across from Colbert, and the crowd welcomed her with roaring applause. At first, everything appeared perfectly written: casual jokes, stories from the set, and quips about her co-stars. But when Colbert switched gears from movie talk to deeper issues, the tone of the interview changed drastically, and so did Jennifer's expression. Stephen Colbert is known for blending humor with political and social depth, and as he pivoted toward more controversial ground, he asked Jennifer about her recent public comments on political issues. Referring to an old interview, he brought up her criticism of certain political figures and questioned whether actors should wield their influence so heavily. Jennifer smiled at first, giving a measured response about speaking up on matters that affect people's lives. However, Colbert pushed again, quoting an article that labeled her as Hollywood's political loudspeaker and asking whether she thought she'd alienated parts of her fanbase. The actress blinked slowly, clearly holding back frustration, then replied, "I'm not going to be silent just to sell tickets." Her tone was cool, composed but edged. Colbert, sensing tension but pressing on, shifted the topic toward the disparity between celebrity activism and everyday people struggling to be heard. "Do you think sometimes Hollywood voices drown out others who are closer to the actual issues?" he asked. Jennifer visibly stiffened. "Are you suggesting I'm out of touch?" she shot back, her tone now defensive. The audience gave an awkward chuckle. Colbert clarified, "Not you personally, but the broader idea of celebrity platforms." But the damage had been done. Jennifer leaned back, crossed her arms, and muttered, "That's a pretty lazy stereotype." What was supposed to be a fun evening had taken a sharp turn, and the tension between guest and host was now fully visible on camera. Trying to lighten the mood, Colbert shifted again, referencing a past anecdote where Jennifer had called a reporter rude for checking his phone during a press conference. "You've never been shy about calling things out," he said with a laugh. But instead of diffusing the situation, Jennifer responded flatly, "No, I'm not shy about disrespect either." The air in the room grew heavier. Colbert smiled, slightly nervous now. The audience wasn't sure whether to laugh or stay silent. Behind the scenes, producers could be seen whispering and signaling frantically. Jennifer, known for her honesty, was clearly not in the mood to play along. She glanced toward the wings, perhaps already weighing her next move. It was the next comment from Colbert that truly lit the fuse. Trying to steer into humor again, he quipped, "So if you had to choose between being a political activist or an actress, which would you give up first, your scripts or your soapbox?" The question, clearly meant to be playful, hit Jennifer like a slap. Her face froze, and for a long second, she said nothing. Then, with slow intensity, she said, "That's a sexist question. You wouldn't ask that of George Clooney or Leonardo DiCaprio." Colbert looked taken aback, insisting it was just a joke, but Jennifer was done playing along. "You invited me here for what? To undermine everything I stand for?" she asked, voice raised now, no longer masking her anger. The tension hit a breaking point. Jennifer stood up from her seat, removed her mic, and looked directly at the audience. "I'm not here to be your punchline," she declared. The studio fell completely silent. Colbert tried to calm her down, gesturing and saying, "Jen, let's just finish the segment," but she was already walking off stage, heels clicking rapidly against the floor, her posture rigid and determined. Gasps echoed through the crowd. Even the band seemed to freeze. It was clear that whatever hope there was of salvaging the segment was now gone. Jennifer didn't look back. The fiery actress had just made a fiery exit. Backstage, chaos erupted. Producers rushed to Jennifer's dressing room, while Colbert sat alone at the desk, visibly unsettled. He attempted to break the awkwardness with a joke, mumbling, "Well, that was something, but the audience's stunned reaction said it all. Cameras cut to commercial far earlier than planned. Staff were overheard trying to mediate, but Jennifer reportedly refused to return. A makeup assistant described her as shaken but firm in her decision. She didn't want to be humiliated for sport, the source said. She came to talk about her work, not be dissected like a political experiment. The dressing room door remained closed for the rest of the taping. Within hours, clips of the walkout went viral across social media. Hashtags like #JenniferStormsOut and #ColbertClash began trending. Fans were quick to react, with many siding with Jennifer, praising her for standing up for herself. Others criticized Colbert for pushing too hard, calling his interview style tone-deaf and outdated. The footage of her walking off set played on loop across news networks, TikTok edits, and YouTube breakdowns. Influencers and media analysts chimed in, dissecting the moment frame by frame. Some speculated it was planned for publicity, but those present insisted it was very real and very raw. The next day, The Late Show released a statement attempting to downplay the event. Sometimes conversations become more passionate than expected. We appreciate Jennifer Lawrence's visit and wish her continued success. But Jennifer's team was less vague. Her publicist released a firm rebuttal. Jennifer was invited to speak about her craft, not to defend her existence. The disrespect was unacceptable. Meanwhile, Hollywood insiders whispered about whether this would impact Jennifer's relationship with CBS or future press appearances, but sources close to her claimed she had no regrets. She's never been the type to play nice for cameras, one associate said. Over the following week, support for Jennifer continued pouring in. Fellow actresses posted messages of solidarity. Talk show hosts discussed the ethics of interview boundaries. Mental health professionals praised her for asserting personal limits in a very public space. Feminist writers highlighted the double standard women in entertainment face when they speak up about politics. Even some of Colbert's usual fans expressed disappointment, saying his line of questioning felt more like bait than curiosity. The show's ratings saw a temporary boost, but its reputation took a noticeable hit among younger, socially aware viewers. Jennifer, however, largely remained quiet. She skipped a few scheduled appearances but resumed promotional duties a few days later via online platforms where she had more control over the conversation. When asked indirectly about the Colbert incident during an Instagram Q&A, she responded with, "When someone shows you their real priorities, believe them." That cryptic remark was widely interpreted as a final comment on the late-night clash. Her film, ironically, saw an increase in online interest. Streams and advance ticket sales spiked, as viewers became more intrigued by the bold woman behind the headlines. As for Stephen Colbert, he addressed the issue on his next show with a more personal tone. "I believe in asking real questions," he said, "but I also believe in listening when someone says enough. I respect Jennifer Lawrence's passion, her voice, and her right to walk away." Some found the moment sincere, others felt it came too late, but it marked a rare moment of reflection from a host often praised for his intellect. Whether his show adjusts future interview strategies remains to be seen, but the ripple effect from that one clash was undeniable. In the end, the confrontation between Jennifer Lawrence and Stephen Colbert served as more than just late-night drama. It became a flashpoint for conversations around boundaries, gender expectations, and respect in media spaces. Jennifer's refusal to tolerate veiled mockery or reductionist questions reminded many that celebrity does not erase humanity. And while the storm may pass, the echo of her walkout continues to resonate with anyone who has ever felt silenced or misrepresented. Jennifer walked out not to escape the spotlight, but to remind the world she controls how it shines on her, and that is a power no host can take away.